Hey guys, it's Sonal and welcome to my channel Swaggitarius. No, your network is perfectly fine. It's just that it's my very first YouTube video and I did not want to jinx it with my face. I hope you like my content and अगर अच्छा नहीं लगे तो suggestions दे देना. This is the Pride Month and although the LGBTQ plus community should be accepted every day, I'm glad that we are taking steps to finally start accepting them as one of our own. I know we are almost done with the month and it might feel a bit too late for this video, but I just wanted to go ahead with it anyway. So, this is something special that I decided to do for Pride Month, and I hope you enjoy it. The movie Brokeback Mountain was released in a time when the LGBTQ plus community was still pretty much unacceptable by a large part of the world. The story is about the somewhat complex relationship that takes place between two men, and it takes place in the American West. It spans across 20 years from 1963. As the story proceeds, the two men start getting emotionally and eventually sexually closer, and that starts taking a toll on their personal relationships with their respective girlfriends, who later become their wives. The story also focuses on the various difficulties that gay people or gay men had to face in the previous century due to homosexuality, such as murder or unemployment or abandonment, and the various romantic moments between the two main characters that are shown in the movie will make you feel the intensity of their love. And as the movie goes in and out of their love, their relationship, their separations, their fights, the one thing that stays till the very end of the movie is the fact that despite everything else, love is love. Mauvais Rose or My Life in Pink is a beautiful Belgian movie about a family that moves into their dream house in a really good neighborhood. The only problem they have is the fact that their youngest child, Ludo, wants to live his life as a girl, which is not a problem per se, but then you know how these things can get, especially when you are a growing child, you are 9 or 10, you know how these things can get. Initially, the family humors him, they get along with him, but gradually, when a series of incidents start happening in the neighborhood and in the family because of Ludo, which are pretty unintentional, everyone starts going against him. Everyone starts hating on him about the way he is. The movie is about how Ludo tries to get through his life every day. He's just a kid, 9 or 10 years old. It's about how he tries to get through his day, how his family tries to constantly get him out of the face, the frequent humiliation he's subjected to from other people. But the only good thing about the movie is the eventual acceptance that Ludo gets from his mother and his family overall, and the beautiful smile that you'll see on his face will really melt your heart. Cheryl Dunne, whose work mostly revolves around the various issues faced by black lesbians, brings this really amazing romantic drama about a young woman, played by Cheryl herself, who is trying to make a film about a certain black actress from the 1930s. The Watermelon Woman comes into existence when Cheryl is watching a really old movie from the 1930s, and she sees that a black actress is credited as simply the Watermelon Woman. Now, this intrigues her, so she sets out to find more about this actress and her life, and about black actresses in general. Much to her surprise, black women who acted in movies in the 1930s or 40s usually landed roles like housemaids or gardeners or nannies who would work in white families. Creating a documentary about the Watermelon Woman not only brought out great details about the actress's life, but it also helped Cheryl realize a lot of things about black actresses from that era. While the movie has fun elements revolving around Cheryl's love life with a white woman, it also covers important issues regarding women, racism, discrimination, and stereotyping. This highly critically acclaimed movie will undoubtedly leave you astounded. Closer home, we have Margarita with a Straw, which is a story about Lela, a bisexual woman played by Kalki Kekla, who happens to have cerebral palsy. When I watched this movie, I was filled with immense happiness because in the Indian cinema, we hardly have a lot of women centric movies, let alone ones that openly describe a female character's sexuality or sexual desires. The movie paces around with Layla falling in love with a guy, getting heartbroken when her love isn't reciprocated, moving to Manhattan with her mother, falling in love with Khanam, a blind girl played by Shahini Gupta, realizing and expressing her sexuality, and eventually coming out to her mother. The film has various beautiful and real moments, and apart from Layla's romantic life, it also focuses on the mother and daughter relationship, which at certain points reminds us of our own relationships with our mothers. Set in the 1950s when homosexuality was still a punishable taboo, Carol is a story about Carol, of course, played by Kate Blanchett, and a whirlwind of a life. Carol, who is in the middle of a divorce with her husband, falls in love with a store clerk cum photographer, Therese, played by Rooney Mara. The gradual development of their relationship leaves Therese questioning herself because this is pretty new for her. On the other hand, Carol's husband suspects her of having a relationship with Therese based on her previous affairs and threatens to use her homosexuality as a reason for getting custody of their daughter. Because this is in the 1950s, the movie pretty befittingly shows how Carol and Therese try to hide their relationship and how Carol steers through her life amidst all the disruptions. The movie has 6 Oscar nominations, and in all its subtlety, it makes you feel the soft melancholy and pain that love is. The first of Deepa Mehta's movie trilogy Elements, Fire is the story of two sisters in law, Radha and Sita. Both have an almost negligible relationship with their husbands. Sita, being a newlywed, is neglected by her husband, who spends most of his time with his girlfriend, while Radha and her husband lead a sexually dormant life because he is influenced by the words of a Swamiji. As Sita and Radha continue to live a neglected life by their husbands, they become increasingly frustrated for not living a graceful married life. Gradually, they get closer to each other and end up as lovers, eventually realizing their love for each other. Of course, when this is discovered by the other family members, it creates a havoc, and what follows is a tumultuous atmosphere. The movie was involved in a lot of controversies, including having the character named as Sita and promoting lesbian culture in a country such as India. Nevertheless, that did not stop the movie from being a platform for LGBT activists to speak out about themselves and the issues they face as part of the Indian society. Not just for Indian movies, but even for a regional cinema as the Bangla movie industry, Shamantaral is a breath of fresh air. It's a psychological drama, so I obviously won't give away the plot. The story is about a young guy, Arko, who returns to Calcutta to live with his mother's family. Although he doesn't really want to live in Calcutta for long, he gradually starts liking the place and even falls in love. His family has his maternal grandfather, his docile elder uncle and aunt, his rash younger uncle and aunt, and his very calm middle uncle or Major Mama, Sujan. Sujan, who is 40, has been confined to his room for several years now, owing to his mental issues. Although considered a retard, but Arco feels that he has a certain level of intellect that most people fail to understand. Shamantaral is a really beautiful story about Arco, Sujan, and the seemingly uncanny soul within, and trust me, you'll fall in love with the movie. A rather heartbreaking story, Boys Don't Cry is a movie based on the real life incidents of Brandon Tina, a trans man. Having been involved in several fights in his hometown, Brandon moves to Falls City, Nebraska. In a new place, starting a new life, Brandon makes two new friends who are ex convicts and also befriends their friends, falling in love with one of them, Lana Tisdale. They even plan to move out to a different city, and although Lana is initially unaware of Brandon's identity, she continues to be with him even after discovering the fact that he is trans. However, Brandon's friends discover this and they bully him to the point where they not just beat him up but rape him as well. And like that wasn't enough for them, they later come back drunk and shoot him, killing him with the first bullet. Brandon, who was just 21 when he died, was never accepted by his mother for his true self until 2013. This thought provoking and heart wrenching movie got Hilary Swank her first Oscar for the Best Actress. Even when you're with the one person you truly love, there are times when insecurity takes over, and despite all your love for each other, you have a fallout. Happy Together is a beautiful but melancholic movie about the constantly turbulent relation that Phi and Poving share. They traveled from Hong Kong to Argentina in an attempt to rekindle their relationship, but after a heated argument, they part ways, and because they don't have enough money to go back home, they start working in Argentina. While Phi still loves and cares for Poving, he is unable to get back with him because of Poving's commitment issues. The movie, in its many raw but captivating ways, shows the agonies in love and the various flows of emotion that love brings about, irrespective of them being positive or negative. My most favorite thing about Shortbus is that it doesn't focus on a single part but rather brings together the entire LGBTQ plus community. Set in New York, this very quirky and unconventional movie talks about the romantic and sexual relationships of various individuals and couples. The main character being Sophia, an anorgasmic couples counselor, the movie, in great parts, is about her eventually having a climax. But that certainly does not overshadow the other storylines that are present in the movie. Shortbus is a weekly sexual salon in Brooklyn, and Sophia is suggested by one of her couple clients she is counseling to visit it. What Sophia encounters at Shortbus is a beautiful experience in itself, as via Sophia, you as a viewer get to learn a lot about the story that each character brings to the table. While the content is pretty graphic, sex is used more or less as a metaphor in the movie. Honorary mentions: Call Me By Your Name, Blue is the Warmest Color, Paris is Burning, Tangerine, Pariah, and our very own Shubh Mangal Zyada Savdhan. I know the video isn't quite classy or polished. The movie clips that you saw were basically edited by me from various photographs and GIFs that I took from here and there. And the audio isn't great either because, hello, I didn't bother to buy a recording instrument. Do let me know in the comments below how you liked the video, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to drop a note. And yeah, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, which is something that I wanted to say for a really long time, and it feels really good once I have said it out loud. Also, if you have any video suggestions that you want me to do, you can let me know, and I'll try and do full justice to them. Till the next time, have a great day and see you soon. Bye.